I wonder where Lance has gotten off to. We're supposed to be working on our super soil today. I don't know where he is. Let's go see if we can find him. Aha! Here he is. Hey babe, what you doing? I thought we were gonna make some super soil today.
We are. I was just checking out the formula just one last time before we get in there and do our mixolation of it from Bumble Bee Junction. Since that is
Cool.
totally his formulation that we're using, so that's
Nice.
why.
Hey, I really like that shirt you're wearing there.
Thank you very much. I got it at the Rock and Sea Homestead shirt store the other day.
Cool.
Just came in, so if anybody's interested, there'll be a link down below. Would appreciate it if you hit it up. Definitely.
You ready to
recommend
make?
it.
You ready to make some super soil?
I am, but I gotta go change.
Don't want to get your new shirt dirty.
Nope.
All right, we'll see you guys in a minute.
All right. Hey folks, welcome back to the Rock and Sea Homestead. My name is Lance, and today is super soil making day. Yesterday I went to the big box store and got a whole bunch of supplies, as you can kind of see to my side here. And let me tell you, the vehicle was full. I have a small SUV, and this thing was filled back to front, top to bottom. And I have a little picture I'll show you somewhere in here. But we got the super soil. Now this is a super soil mixture that we got from Bumble Bee Junction. He has a video at the very end of ours. I'll link his video to that, probably somewhere over here. And he goes in depth. I think it's like a 30 or 40 minute video. Ours isn't going to be that in depth of why everything goes together, other than what we're mixing together. Maybe a brief explanation of it. He does a lot better job than I would on that. He's an expert, at least in my opinion. So Mark and Tina, thank you guys for this. We hope this is going to be a huge bounty for us as we go along in our season here. All right, so here's all the ingredients, and just kind of briefly go over this, and we'll pretty much walk through one step of it. So what we're going to do is split all this up in fours, and then we'll mix it all together. Well folks, as we're getting into this next section of this video, I just want to kind of take a step back and just talk to those beginner gardeners out there, very much like we are. You know, last year we started our small garden beds with very small beds. We just filled it with potting soil, minted it with some fertilizer, and it worked for us. We're trying to take this to the next level for us. We know that Mark and Tina does a great job with their raised beds, and we followed along long enough to know that they can produce a lot of vegetables and a lot of produce for themselves. So we're trying to mirror what they're doing in a fashion, and just want to say, just be out there and just say that, you know, it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Don't let that fear creep in and say, hey, I'm not going to do it. This is just too much for me. So hopefully we're going to motivate you and keep you on the right path here. So come along and let's get this stuff mixed up. So we're going to mix up one batch for one of our beds, and these are the ingredients that we're going to use. So first off that we're going to use, we want to start off with, is 1 bale of peat moss, which is 3 cubic feet. And then I'm just going to move some of this stuff off here. And then we'll mix in 2 bags of this black cow manure. It's at 0.5 on the fertilizer scale. And then we'll mix in 2.5 bags. So to go back to this real quick, this is, I think this is a couple, it's a 50-pound bag. So 2 50-pound bags. I think it's the only size it comes in. And then we're going to put 5 cubic feet of just vegetable, generic flower vegetable garden soil. So 2 full bags and then a half bag. And then that's really going to be the base of the dirt material. And then the amendments are coming in. So we're going to use this Job's organic bone meal. We're actually going to use 2 bags of that. So 1 bag of the blood meal. And then the fun stuff starts happening. So we're going to start using these water storing crystals. This is going to help keep water in the soil. And then another amendment when it comes to the activation of this will be the borax and Epsom salt. And as we go along, we'll talk about how much we're going to put in here. And then we also have some lime to help out with the pH balance of everything. And to give us a little bit more air and water drainage, we're going to put in a full bag of this perlite. So I guess it's time for us to get mixing. In goes the bag of perlite. Gonna mix that in all the way around as best we can without the wind blowing it everywhere. Next up is going to be the blood meal. Just tearing open the bag here. You can see there, blood meal. And we're just going to pour this out and spread it out as best we can so we can get it mixed up really well. And now we're going to mix in 2 bags of the bone meal to 1 bag of the blood meal. Now we're going to pour in 3 cups of Epsom salt, and we're just going to kind of spread it out as best we can. I know it's pretty windy out here, but we're going to try to get it spread out so it doesn't blow everywhere. And we're about to get this thing mixed in. Okay, so now the water absorbing crystals, I can't remember what the name of it is, sodium bicarbonate or something like that, but we're going to put 2 cups, and it actually turns out that 2 cups is just about the entire package, and we'll just spread those around. So unfortunately we couldn't find pelleted lime. That's what the original recipe called for, so we got some dehydrated lime. It's supposed to be for vegetable gardening and taking care of pH. That's the whole reason for it. So hopefully we kind of guesstimated on the amounts and everything. So Mark, if you're watching, leave it down in the comments if that's a good or bad thing there, buddy. Appreciate it. And I did leave out one of the ingredients is just regular oyster shells, ones that like you'd give your chickens. And one of the things we're doing, we're not going to crush it up or any of those kind of things. Mark says let's leave it whole. It stays better and it doesn't break down as quick, and it's better for the soil. So we're just going to leave it there and get this stuff mixed in. So the next ingredient is going to be borax, which is actually made by boron. And so we're just going to mix that in. And there's not going to be a lot of this used. I know it looks like I have a lot in my hand, but really I don't. It just mostly just covered it because my hand was sweaty. But very little was actually used, and some of it blew away in the wind. But you just need a very little bit, like the tip of a knife, and it will activate all the other ingredients. Now since we have everything, let's get them mixing. We got it mixed in. It's looking good. It's feeling good. And we're hoping this is gonna create some great vegetables and fruits for us. Now we just gotta move it from here over to the beds. And unfortunately I can't use my tractor this time. So 5-gallon bucket it is. We have an acronym that we try to live by here on the Rock and Sea Homestead, and it's KICS. Very similar to KISS. I'm sure you guys all heard of that. Keep it simple, stupid. Well, ours is kind of a take on that, but it's keep it country simple. And as you can tell, we are mixing this bed, all the material for the bed, actually inside the bed. So we did the first one on the ground, and I tell you, it about killed our backs, and and our knees, and we're just not as young as we used to be. One of the reasons why we built the beds as high as we did, so we wouldn't have to bend over as far, especially as we get a little bit older. You know, we don't want to have to get down on our knees, our hands and knees, and be able to do this kind of stuff. So we decided on our second bed to just mix in all the ingredients and see if we can mix it up, get it thoroughly mixed up, and it worked. So we're actually working on the third one here, and we're getting it really mixed up well. It definitely is not as affecting our knees and backs as much as the other ones were. So this is a good plan, and just like I said before, keep it country simple is the best way to be.
So we're all done. We got all 4 of our raised beds filled up with the super soil, and we had, I think, just the right amount.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're filled up pretty high, as you can kind of see, all the way up to the top. So the next thing we need to do is maybe water them a bit.
Yep, water them in. Let them sit overnight. Tonight we're going to go through our final planning of what to plant and what bed, and then next to each other. Probably leaving some room maybe to get some potted plants like some flowers and those kind of things to mix in, depending on what's a companion grower. So
yeah, so that's the next step is make our plans, and then we'll get some seedlings into the dirt.
Yep, awesome. Well guys, thank you guys for coming back. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned how to make some super soil, and thanks again for Mark and Tina for sharing their secret recipe. And for those that are new to our channel, welcome. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button, kick that notification bell, and from our homestead to yours, have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.